Hello, and welcome to Montclair News Lab. From the School of Communication and Media, I'm James Coffey. Each week, we scour campus, Montclair, and New Jersey to bring you news and stories we'll be talking about all week. All this month, we focus on immigration, the controversies, the people, and the solutions. In all of New Jersey, there's only one Republican Latino mayor, which is an interesting place to be with a president who seems to be intent on closing the borders. I found out when I sat down with Mayor Carlos Rendo.
I was born in Cuba in 1964. I lived in Cuba for about 2 years. Then in 1966, the Johnson administration had a pact with the Cuban government to allow those Cubans that wanted to leave the island to leave with sponsorship from their family members. My father's sister sponsored us, and we were able to leave on what was called at the time the Freedom Flights.
From the moment Carlos Rendo came to the U.S., to Union City, he felt like a true American.
I was a resident from the age of 2 through the age of actually 19. It was my sophomore year in college that I decided to apply for citizenship, and I applied, and was granted citizenship at that time.
He got his law degree from Temple Law School and practices immigration law. His main focus is helping people become citizens of the United States.
Hudson County is a big immigrant community, so it kind of naturally flowed to immigration law, and I'm bilingual. I speak English and Spanish fluently. I think I do a service to our community here.
In 2013, Rendo was attracted to local politics, and he's currently the only Republican Latino mayor in the state. He serves Woodcliff Lake.
My community is less than 1% minority, whether it's African American or Latino. I think people look beyond that, and they look at your capabilities and your ability to represent them. As for the Latino community, I think it's inspirational that you could come to this country with nothing and become a mayor.
And today in Hudson County, I am proud to announce my running mate is a man who understands all of that. It's the mayor of Woodcliff Lakes, Mayor Carlos Rendo and his family.
In 2017, Rendo ran as Kim Guadagno's running mate. This brought Rendo statewide recognition, but it was another race that gave his career a boost. In 2016, Carlos was the chairman for Marco Rubio's presidential campaign.
In Marco Rubio, I saw myself. His story appealed to me, and I thought it was a good match.
People in the state of New Jersey often do a double take when they learn that Rendo is both an immigrant and a Republican. No doubt because of President Trump's positions on immigration, but Rendo says his political inspirations predate President Trump.
In the 80s, you saw a shift toward Ronald Reagan in the Bush years, and that's where I grew up, and it had an impact on me. The fact that they were strong anti-communist appealed to me since I came from Cuba fleeing communism.
Sanctuary cities and sanctuary states are going to jeopardize the state of New Jersey.
During his 2017 lieutenant governor campaign, Rendo ran with a very strong stance against sanctuary states.
I want to direct your attention to the 1995 State of the Union address by Bill Clinton. President Clinton said, "We are a nation of laws, and we are
a nation of immigrants."
In a state where most Latino politicians are Democrats, this politician is proud of his heritage and his party. As we continue our look at news in 2019, I recently sat down with Andrew Hayward. He's the former president of CBS News and a leading voice on the future of journalism. During your tenure at CBS, you were there for a lot of big events, 9/11, 3 presidential elections. How do you cover each story differently so that you make sure you're getting the point across for each different story?
They're quite different. 9/11 was an unexpected, cataclysmic story, so you scramble. We had excellent people there, they still do. So it was pretty clear quite early that morning that something very untoward was happening. So we kept the morning program on the air and then eventually switched over to the evening team, but we just stayed live from that Tuesday morning all the way till Saturday. That's not business as usual.
We just saw college students doing their part to help people with cancer. Now you're about to meet a 10-year-old cancer survivor who raised over $40,000. She's an inspiration to many and was invited to President Trump's State of the Union address. And now because of the childhood cancer, you got invited by the president to the State of the Union. What is that like? How did you even get invited?
That was cool. I think it was through ACCO, right?
You want to explain
I think so. Melania was looking to invite guests. And then she came upon the ACCO, and she found me.
It's so inspirational to meet someone like Grace Eline. Thank you for joining us here at the Montclair News Lab. I'm James Coffey.
And I'm Shayla Bye.